Baby. Mm, it's a lot going on in these streets. It's a lot going on in these streets. It's a lot going on in these streets. First of all, can I talk to Rico Barber? Could you please sit your stanky ass down somewhere? What Ness was saying goes for you too, because you don't always take a bath either. And you from Detroit, and you in the same profession as allegedly Shakim is in. And this hoe was really trying to comfort me. And she was asking me about my face. And so I just politely said, well, I lost weight, but why you looking unhealthy over there? Catch. Okay. Ho, why you getting shots? And baby, it's the nasty ones. It's the dirty fingernails. It's the nasty, dirty walls living for me. And they always want to come for somebody. Ho, look. We no boo. We ain't doing the same thing. We ain't making the same decisions. Okay. Okay. I'm not going to court because of an abused animal and shit. No, I'm not taking a Chinese bus. Ho, if I really wanted to get somebody, I can drive. Don't have to take no Chinese bus. The hoe can't even rent a car. She don't even got credit cards to go ahead and rent a Avis or Hertz, and then wants to come for me. Ho, sit down. Anyway, girl, that Soapless in Seattle, girl, somebody, I think it was beautiful somebody. Baby, when she said Soapless in Seattle, I was dead to the flow. Baby, I had to use that. This is not my creation. I will give credit where credit is due. I don't know who that lady was. It was beautiful somebody. She went up to the clouds, baby. She went up to the clouds. That hoe is always trying it. Okay, got the least but want to say the most. Okay, hoe better find a job before Trump take them SNAP benefits. Okay, just Roxy, if you don't like it, bitch, leave. Bitch, leave. Let me tell y'all something. Let me say this before I really get into it. Baby, I was blocking hoes from the sky. Baby, when bitches was addressing me, I was blocking them hoes from the air. Kimmy, that girl said that. Kimmy, when she said Soapless in Seattle, I had to take it. It's not mine. I am using this. Somebody else said this before I did. Okay? But baby, I got something to say today. What's up, Kimmy? But let me say this. Let me say this. I was blocking hoes left and right. Let me tell you something. We are going through a reduction like Google, like Amazon. Baby, we are reducing staff. Some of y'all hoes gonna be cut, okay? Don't ask me to come back. I'm cutting hoes like Amazon is cutting jobs, okay? I'm telling you, honey, and the reason why I wasn't answering them bitches back is because they was blocked. Do you hear me? I ain't fighting with these hoes. I'm just blocking them hoes. You hear me? So now you get crazy if you want to. If you can't type in here, you know why. Don't ask to come back. I don't need you. Okay. Honey, a reduction. Girl, a reduction. Okay, we are cutting. Okay, there's too many people over here. We need a reduction. All right, we are doing a restructuring. huh? Like Amazon, we are doing a restructuring over here. Okay, we're giving people early retirement. All right, so anyway, let me get on over here, baby. Now, I didn't really want Ness to do, let me say this. I think Ness was very benevolent. Girl, okay then. Well, you know how I gonna be, Roxy. But I love you in Jesus' name. You know I'm an Aries. You know we will cuss you out and then love you and buy you dinner. I don't know why y'all acting, new. But anyway, I thought you would say, oh, it's going to be a cussing thing and I need to leave. Okay, you guys to let me know. Y'all guys to communicate with me a little bit better because, baby, I'm an Aries. Okay, I look at that and I'll be ready to cuss. I'll be ready to cuss because it's already in me. It's already in me. It's already in me. So I'm ready to fight because we loves to fight. So I'm trying to not be in that fighting spirit because it's the Christmas season. But so I'm like, well, let me see what Ness is giving. I said, let me see what Ness is giving. I said, okay, let me see what she's giving over there. And so, I really didn't want her to come out and say nothing against Shakim because I knew that's what the girls wanted. Now, let me say what happened. And it may have been brewing before then. You know what I'm saying? But Ness was on my panel, and I guess the girls were saying that Ness was feeling some kind of way about Shakim, and Ness kind of expressed her disdain with some of what was going on over yonder, right here over yonder. And then Shakim dropped down, and Ness had a few words for Shakim. And I thought it was over, but honey, you know, like in the B said, the girl, you know, the girls done probably about sent 55 screenshots. Girl, they probably got them breathing, saying Ness. Baby, you know how these girls are. So I was like, Ness, don't do it. Ness, don't do it. But baby, when she said she had some respiratory, that respiratory thing caught me in my spirit. Jay, that respiratory thing caught me in my spirit. hmm Okay, you know what, Truth and Reason? That respiratory thing hit me in a different way because Ness said she was having some respiratory difficulties. And I'm like, ooh, not hepatitis B, Jesus. I'm like, no, did he have yellow in other eyes? So then I got real interested. Okay, first of all, I was interested. Then I got real interested. And I think Ness still need to go to urgent care because she still have some nasal congestion. Okay, I'm a little concerned. Okay, if you come to Jaycation, please take baths. Okay, if you got any internal infections that is gonna be like Legionnaire's disease or something, please don't come. Okay, if you got COVID, stay home. Please take your temperature and please take a bath. That's why I was telling Rico because when he said that he was gonna come, I said this is for you, Rico, because again, I didn't want to say nothing. I didn't want to say nothing, but just in case you do decide to come, Rico, I want you to bring soap, get an African net, scrub. Okay, I don't want no problems. I don't want no horrors. I don't want no horrors at Jaycation. Ooh, Jesus. But so Ness was trying to really be very demure. She was trying to be very demure about the situation. But baby, that thing, ooh, it was like a crack in the dam and everything went to hell. Baby, when she said that she had to roll down the windows and it was cold in Seattle and she had to wear a hoodie. And let me say one, this is why I'm glad Brian didn't go. I think Shakim, Jesus spared your life, or I think Jehovah spared your life. Because had Brian been on that trip and got a wolf of your odor, hunty, baby, it would have been done. It would have been done. Baby, God spared your life. You know, Brian already don't like you. Okay, he don't see it for you. And if you would have came up there stank with orange teeth, and Brian would have caught a gander of that and got a whiff, honey, it would have been done right then and there. Do you hear me? It would have been a done deal right there. Jesus saved your life. Jesus saved your life. Jehovah, Jesus, okay, the great architect, baby, saved your life. Because, baby, Brian would have said something. See, everybody else was up there looking at the elephant in the room. Brian would have pointed that elephant out, honey. He would have pointed that damn elephant out. Jehovah saved your life. Jehovah saved your life. Do you hear me? Because, honey, if Brian would have been there, and this is what get me. Can I say so? Can I say so? In my Mama Joy's voice, I felt the conviction in Ness's voice. I felt the concern. And then when you got the backup with MBK and Ness was on the phone, ooh, I would have loved to have been on that phone call. Ness said her whole car, and I'm going to take liberty with this. I'm taking liberty with this, smelled like fish. You know how you get seafood and fish and the order don't ever leave out the car and you got to wash it about 5 times before it starts smelling right again? Girl, Ness said that boy odor lingered on. I don't know if it's an internal infection. Girl, I don't know if he been eating garlic. Girl, I don't know what it is. But baby, I felt the conviction in Ness's voice. And it didn't even come off as a read. It came off more of a concern. It came off of, I really don't want to do this with you because it's more where that come from. And I'm not trying to do that. And see, this is the thing, Shakim. If she was the only one who said that, we would have been okay with that. Do you see? Do you see? But when Rebel, ooh, Jesus, I feel the Holy Spirit. Because, baby, this is connecting like the Bible be connecting, and you be like, ooh, I get this. I see the connection. But Rebel don't be lying about stank. He don't be lying about stank. And for Rebel to have COVID and still smell you in the midst of COVID, and you know, COVID is a powerful disease. COVID is a powerful, respiratory infection. COVID is very powerful. It is very powerful. But baby, when people can smell you and got COVID, baby, that's some stank right there. Baby, I don't know if you got an internal infection. Baby, I don't know if you got an issue with blood. But baby, please go touch the hem of Jesus' garment so he can make you whole. Honey, I don't know what you're going to do. Read that scripture about that lady with the issue. And when she heard Jesus was coming, baby, she pushed through the crowd, honey. And she touched his, they didn't say the whole coat. She touched the threads. That's what the Bible, baby, I'm trying to help y'all on Sunday. That's what the Bible said. She touched the threads. And Jesus said, I perceived that virtue went out of me. He said, somebody touched me. And the disciples said, Jesus, a lot of people touched you. But Jesus said it was a different touch. And Shakim, I believe you got the same thing that lady have. You got an issue of blood somewhere. You just need to find it. Oh my God, you just need to find it. And if you touch Jesus' garments, baby, you could be made whole. Oh, I feel another one. I feel a pool of Bethesda. Jesus said, do you want to smell better? All you got to do is say yes. God wants a yes. God wants a yes, yes. Oh, yes, yes. He wants a yes. He wants a yes. He wants a yes. And baby, he can heal anything. He can heal stankness. He can heal internal infection, whatever you got. Now, when she was talking, baby, I thought it was a respiratory thing. I was like, do he got hepatitis? Does he have yellow eyes? Girl, could you please tell me? But then as she kept on talking, it was stank. She was talking about the boy stank. And this is the thing. I can't understand how you skinny and stank because you don't have that much surface area to clean. See, now when you big, you got to get under them crevices and you got to make sure you get under them folds and stuff because you can not touch some things and it can be a little sour in them crevices. But you too skinny to be stinking like that. Is you not taking a bath? And then they said you was staying over some lady's house, and instead of staying in the bed, they said that you was late. Now this is what the girls said. That's on Nest Channel. They said you was staying on the lady's floor, and I think it might be some trauma there. I think it might be some trauma there. I don't know what kind of trauma. I know you didn't go because you're too young to be a Vietnam veteran. I know you didn't serve in Afghanistan. Because see, them people like that, I can see because they got some real trauma. What kind of trauma do you have? Because now let me say this. Let me say this, Black Power. I met Dory personally. And I would not let Dory get close to me if she stank. So now I don't know how she's smelling now. But baby, she was not smelling like that then. Because y'all know if it was stank, I would have reported it. I would have reported that now. Now, I'm just saying. Now, let me say this. Ness did say that Shakim wasn't that bad in Las Vegas. Because, baby, I was wondering how him and Lemon was doing all that wrestling. Because, baby, now, you can't tell me what I ain't see. I saw all that wrestling. I saw all of that body contact and all of that heavy breathing and all of that. And I'm like, is Lemon so drunk that he didn't smell it? But Ness said that was before. She said it got worse. Girl, she said it's a chronic. I ain't never heard of chronic stank. Girl, okay, it's a chronic stank. Baby, I don't know what you need, but look, Ness was very matter of fact about this. Ness sounded like it was a bit of concern. Ness said that she really didn't want to report it. Okay? That's what I'm saying, Uncle Clyde. But I know some people who done came back and they ain't been the same no more. But I'm trying to say I could understand if you have served in the military and you was on a tour of some kind, but he ain't been on no tour. I don't know. Maybe he been in war in Detroit. I don't know. I don't know what it was. But baby, she said he smelled like a whole garbage dump, like fresh kills down there in the New York. Okay, baby, like fresh kills. That garbage dump, like Mount Trashmore in Virginia. Baby, she said that it was real bad. She said it was really bad, and I don't know if he have an issue of blood, but touch the hem of Jesus' garments, and you will be made whole. That's all I could say. And then what came up in my mind was when Shanae was fighting with Pam, and Pam said, all right. And Shanae said, oh, she said, it's her breath. Have you been eating garbage? She said, oh, you need an enema. And all I can think about is Shanae telling Pam that she need an enema. Ooh, that thing got me in my spirit because Ness was really serious about this. And Ness, it seemed like she really didn't want to do it. That's why it's believable because it seemed like it took everything for her not to say nothing. Oh my God. And when she said it with some conviction. And I feel this in my spirit. Y'all, I feel this in my spirit that she ain't lying. And y'all, I'm serious. You know, I felt that sometimes, you know, people lying and adding a little extra and stuff. I don't think this is extra. I think Ness was telling the truth. And I truly believe that Ness was going to go to the ER because I believe Ness said it was so bad. And then she said that she was done after this because she said who would come to an event smelling like that. And let me tell you something. Everybody in the YouTube sphere ain't messy. Now, Ro, it seemed like Ro didn't want to tell it either. And because people was accusing Ro of a lot of things. But let me tell you something. I met Ro and Ro was not stank and his breath wasn't stank. I'm just saying, because you know I was looking out for that. Girl, I was looking out for that. And I was talking, you know, Ro was in the car with me. I ain't smell no tartness. Okay. Now, I ain't smell no tartness. Okay. Okay. Cause you know, the girls be looking, they be looking. I ain't smell no tartness. None of that. None of that at all. So see, y'all can say what y'all want about Ro, but I'm a living witness that A, Ro don't stink. B, Ro breath went tart, and Ro had a nice car. And if Ro had to pay for that meal, he would have been able to pay for that meal. That's all I'm gonna say. Girl, Mount Trashmore, fresh kills, all of them dumps, all of them garbage dumps. So again, I think a lot of people have been shielding Shakim because they really know what was going on. And I think like all of them people didn't say nothing because they didn't want to hurt nobody's feelings. Uh, okay. I don't think he wanted to hurt nobody's feelings. And then now you coming at people and people saying, wait a minute, we done shielded you and this is what you're going to do? Oh, no, not today. And so I think now all of this is coming out. And this is why I'm glad, you know, I wish Brian would have gone, but baby, let me tell you something again. This is the real for real. Let me tell you something again, Shakim. Jehovah saved your life. Jesus saved your life. Because had you been at Nescation and Brian would have been there, honey, Brian would have been spilling tea. I have no doubt in my mind. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. Girl, Dre Day, Dre Day, he has been around Vic a lot. He has been around Vic a lot. He has been around Vic, and Vic didn't smell nothing. I guess it was the weed. Maybe it was the reefer that was hiding all of that. I don't know. Um, you know what? I think Brian may stink when he sweat. because people stink when they sweat. But I do think that Brian would not come around people stink. See, I don't think that Brian would come around people stink. I don't believe that. I think that Brian, he'll be giving you a little Stetson, a little Old Spice, okay, you know what I'm saying? A little bit of juke, okay, cool waters, but not stank, okay? Old cologne, but definitely not stank, okay? Old cologne, but not stank. And can I say this? People do stank when they sweat. Okay, some more than others. Some have a more pronounced smell than others. You know what I'm saying? And this is why I done lost some weight, because baby, when you got that little weight and you got a little crease or two, baby, you got to make sure you wiping them creases, because them creases can fuck you up. I'm not gonna lie, them creases can fuck you up real bad. This is why you got to make sure that you know, that you wipe, and you got to do things. Keep some wet ones with you and stuff, and keep extra deodorant. That's all I'm gonna say. But all I'm gonna say is, I don't think that Brian will come around nobody stank. I don't believe that. This boy, and the thing that got me was he was trying to flirt with that cashier at that damn airport. Oh my God. Girl, they said somebody was soapless in Seattle. They said that not, baby, they said it was not a drip of water. I, is he a gremlin? I mean, you remember that movie when they get wet, they turn into something? I don't know. But baby, it seemed like I, y'all, I can't. Ness did not sound like she was lying, and she sounded like it was a little melancholy in her voice that she would have to even tell it, because it seemed like she didn't really want to tell it, but people just start pushing, and she was a little melancholy, and I heard a little melancholy in her voice because she was really not trying to go there, but people have pushed her there, and she had to go there. Now with that Brianna stuff and stuff, I don't know nothing about that, baby. She really went. Now, is Brianna with the man though? Because Ness made a allusion um, that that Brianna is in our business now, meaning that the YouTube business, because her man ain't there no more, and you don't hear the cheering. Girl, I don't know about that. But then she said around tax time you would see him back. Girl, I don't know nothing about that. I just heard what Ness said. Really, I don't know. Baby, I don't really know. I really, I really don't know, because you know the girl said I don't have one right now, so you know how that can be, baby. I just ooh. So I'm not in that. It seems like Ness and Bree have been going at it since Kimmy had to take over and get that lady her money and make sure everything was okay at the Halloween competition. It seems like this has been an ongoing saga. Um, But then, girl, why did she throw Lemon under the bus? Now, I ain't trying to be funny, Sugar Lump, but Sugar Lump, you did throw Lemon under the bus. But talk about that rolling eye, that lip, all of that, hip bearing thighs, baby, you really threw. She said, "I'd rather deal with that any day." I'm like, okay, what a consolation. Okay, ooh, that's great. Thank you. Okay, thank you. Oh my God. She said she would rather deal with that than what her stomach went through. Let me tell y'all something. I can't deal with stank. And there's levels of stank. Now, I used to be a flight attendant, and I had to go to two places. I had to go to Africa and I had to go to India. I can deal with African funk better than I can with Indian funk. Now, when I was going to Nigeria, it was a deep, it was a deep funk. It was like a musky. It wasn't good. It still hit you in the nose, but it was a low tone, like a low, like a low tone funk. You know what I'm saying? It was a little musky, but trust me, I didn't want to be around it either. But it was tolerable. But honey, that Indian smell, ooh, baby, it was sharp. It smelled like a little curry. Oh my God, it was sharp. It was sharp. Mm-mm. And the flight attendants, Jesus, oh, the flight attendants be so wrong, and they would be spraying them some of the cologne and stuff, girl, and baby, and then the cologne and the funk be mixing. Oh, I used to hate the word. That's why I don't do a lot of international flights, because you get a cornucopia of smells, and all of them ain't pleasant. They are not soothing to the nostrils. And so my stomach, now don't get me wrong, I just sat there and crunched up some gizzards, okay? Baby, I done seen people eat souse meat. I done seen all of that. You see what I'm saying? I done seen all of that. But when it comes to smells, that stuff start with my stomach. And if some don't smell right, I can't eat. I can't, Cause it's almost like a gag reflex. So, baby, that smell, ooh. Have you ever smelled something and you just wanted to just throw up and you be dry heaving? Okay, and I can't do that. If y'all come into Jaycation, don't come stank. Because I'm going to pull you aside. Now, I'm going to tell y'all the truth. I believe in telling people in private. But I will pull you aside and say, hey, you're very malodorous today. And I don't want you to feel bad. But you really need to do something. Maybe you don't smell it, but it's really pungent. Okay, it's very pungent. And so if you could you take care of that matter? And I just wanted to tell you in private because I didn't want to embarrass you. But, I really want you to know. And maybe nobody didn't tell you, but I want you to know because people will sit there and laugh at you and won't tell you nothing. But, baby, why am I practicing this like I'm going to have to tell somebody for real? Just don't. Lord Jesus, keep me, Jesus. Lord, please be some deodorant. Please be some Axe. Okay? Jesus, be all of that. So that's what I'm trying to say. I just feel like, oh, Jesus. God, I'm using words like pungent, malodorous. You know what I'm saying? I want it to land a little bit better because it's how you present it to people. Okay? So that's it. And then I don't know why Rico felt that he needed to comment today. Because Rico, you ain't too far from this. And when you said you was coming to Jaycation, this was really for you too. Because you and Shakim both be looking dirty times. And then y'all both walked the streets at one point in time in y'all life, and y'all from Detroit. And ain't that something that Martin is based in Detroit? And Shanae had to tell Pam that. She said, it's your breath. She said, oh my God, have you been eating garbage? She said, oh my goodness. She said, you need an enema. Girl, I thought about that. Ooh, that thing had me rolling. So again, I ain't trying to be nasty with nobody. I don't know why that boy want to always get my attention. I really am not up for that right now. You got enough things to contend with right now. And Enrico, I want you to pray that God gives you a good paying job so you can continue to get your SNAP benefits because you are a able-bodied person between the ages of 18 and 65. And you need to work. Okay. And I think you need to be focusing on that Trump mandate and not me. Because see, I can't cut your benefits, but Trump can. So I just want you to get that. Okay. Now I would let people know, Brian. Let me say this, y'all. Ness said she was, and then the thing that Ness said, and I believe this in my spirit, when Ness said it went to her nose and her chin started burning. Girl, girl, it went to her nose, down her throat, to her chin, and her chin started burning. Girl, I think you still need to go to urgent care because you still got some nasal decongestion, and it seems like it's some drip that needs to go. Girl, don't sleep on it, girl. Go get checked, Ness. It's safe to be safe and not sorry. Because baby, but when she said respiratory, I was going there. I'm like, is it respiratory? Is it hepatitis A, B, C? Did he have yellow eyes? Was it some jaundice? I'm just trying to find out. Oh my God. Y'all, it's a lot going on today. And then when that lady said Soapless in Seattle, I was done. I saw that thing and I gagged, honey. Baby, she ripped all my eyebrows off and brought them back. Baby, when she said Soapless in Seattle, I was done. I was done. I was done. You could stick a fork in me. I was done. Because, honey, Soapless in Seattle, is my topic today. Now, I don't have nothing against Shakim. I don't have a dog in this fight. I really don't. I know that Shakim was attacking me one time, I think, when I had my little hat on and he was coming for me. I really, but as the Aries do, we'll cuss your eye and then we'll go on and do what we need to do. You know what I'm saying? But what I'm gonna say is there ain't no friends on YouTube. People will be cool with you today and try to be shady with you tomorrow. We know what it is. We know what it gives. And I just think that Ness was really trying to be cordial with you, and she really didn't want to go there. But sometimes y'all be pushing people, and then the next thing you know, we learning these little tidbits. And baby, I think you just need to be careful because I don't think she's lying. Let me go to another thing. Now I know that people gonna cuss me out in the morning. I know I'm gonna be on somebody's morning show because girl, this went down on this channel just a couple of minutes ago. She was talking about Soapless in Seattle, and she was saying that the people was coming for her, and then she went there. Now the Brianna stuff, that's deep because I don't be watching Brianna to know if her man gone or if he ain't there. But girl, Ness said that she in everybody's business, so her man gone. I don't know. Anyway, it is what it is. But I know I'm gonna get it tomorrow because now Miss Paulette clicked my link, and let me say this: anybody can click my link. If you don't want to click my link, it's because you don't want to. But baby, everybody has the freedom to click the link and to defend themselves. If you don't want to, fine. I know people. I know people who will never click my link, but that's fine. But everybody has a chance to. Hershey, I don't know nothing about that. But if you can explain it, it'll help me because I'm not understanding what you're trying to say right now. But let me go on. Now, all I know is this. I heard YouTube camera this morning, this Sunday morning, said that I'm tired of Miss Paulette, and Miss Paulette keep on talking about me. Please get the screenshot because, I'm going to handle this pretty much. I'm paraphrasing, but YouTube camera was saying, y'all collect it and send it to me if Miss Paulette is talking about me. Now, Miss Paulette, I guess, don't listen to YouTube cameras, and Miss Paulette happened to be in my audience. And honey, Miss Paulette clicked that link. She did. Miss Paulette clicked the link. And Miss Paulette said, I ain't going to do a damn thing. She said, you ain't going to tell me what I can't say. She said, I'm telling the truth. She said you was in that bed with the covers over your titties. Oh, Jesus. That's what Miss Paulette said. And Miss Paulette also said some other things. She said because Max Boogie reminded her that, and this was in somebody else's sector, not our sector. Now, Miss Paulette said the beef sector be getting stuff late because we ain't all up in other people's sectors like that. But she said it was another sector that had YouTube cameras, and she said she saw it, and she was covering her breast with that sheet. You know what I'm saying? That sheet. And so that's what Miss Paulette said. And Miss Paulette said it may be some pictures, right? Now, people get mad at me, but this is why you guys to be very careful because Donald Goins had taken a picture and YouTube camera came on. And that same accent wall was in Donald Goins' picture. And I'm like, either he rented that room before she did and they coincidentally got the same room, or they in the room together. Because baby, that accent wall gave y'all away. And we just saw too much of that room. And I'm like, you see what I'm saying? And you didn't have to be Perry Mason, baby. You could be Ray Charles and see that was the same room. Baby. And let me tell you what did not help her. And this is why I was saying, If I let this go, you can't tell nobody. You can't tell nobody. Sometimes I'm goody goody. Sometimes I'm naughty naughty. I've been watching you like a hawk in the sky. See, that's what it was giving me. It was giving me Aaliyah. And see, Aaliyah be singing real pretty. But that song said, if I let this go, you can't tell nobody. And it seemed like that was working. But baby, DG got with Lady Snoop. And I don't know if y'all saw it, but I saw it. And DG pretty much said that something happened on that trip. Now, you can get mad at me and see people be getting mad at the wrong person. Who they should be getting mad with is the people telling it. You can't even get mad at Lady Snoop. That man spilled all of that tea. And then, and I think it was Bree. I think, and I know it's Bree because Bree got that heavy voice. When I tell you Bree got up on that panel and she went for broke on DG. And Bree said, how dare you sit up there and talk about this lady? And so I remember it. Oh, I'm sitting there like, damn. Because he sure did spill that tea on Lady Snoop's channel. He sure did. And Bree was not happy about it and went in and let have. So I'm telling people, I don't understand how people do not look at YouTube and learn something from this. A lot of these men from other sectors come over here to make women in general, whether you beef sector or not, if you pretty, if you are strong minded, they want to come over and make you look really dumb. They want to come over and say that hoe ain't nothing. She let me hit it. And they get joy out of that, not knowing that they only tarnish their reputation as well, because it takes two. Now, whether she did it or not, she's a grown woman. He's a grown man. But you have to eventually know that these people are going to talk about you, and they may not do it for a long, long time. But baby, they will find a time when you least expect it and jump all on this. And women have to be extremely, men too, but especially women have to be very careful with a lot of this stuff, because that man sat on Snoop's channel and spilled all of that tea. Spilled all of it. And Miss Paulette got up and again only confirmed what DG had alluded to. My thing is, cursing me out is not going to help you. The person you need to be speaking to and cursing out is DG. Because DG was the one who went on Lady Snoop's channel and confirmed that there was something that happened with you and him in that Airbnb. That's what he said. So I just want to be clear about that, because sometimes we're attacking the wrong people, and the people who we should be looking at, we ain't saying nothing to. Well, just kidding. I'm just saying. Pastor, how you get a bacterial infection from hanging with somebody with a funky smell? Baby, I don't know. Baby, they could have had an internal infection or internal injury that ain't, baby, they could have had an issue of blood. Girl, a boy, I don't know. But all I know is they need to touch the hem of his garments and be made whole. Let me say something, y'all. Nobody is perfect. That's what it gets me when people think, oh, people perfect. No, 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 no. Nobody ain't perfect. Nobody ain't perfect. But y'all get with these people on YouTube. I wouldn't even date a content creator who's not even in the sector. That's all I'm saying. That's how deep it is. Because, baby, they will make it to your sector and make it rain. And that's all I'm going to say about that. That's all. Now, that's all I got to say. I know I'm going to get cussed out tomorrow. It is what it is. Baby, it is what it is. Miss Paulette said what she said. And I made sure to let y'all know that the views of the guests are not the views of the host. It is what it is. Baby, I don't know. But Ness said that her chin started burning. And when I'm telling you, Ness did not laugh. I wouldn't hear no laugh. I was hearing that I was really concerned, and I called MBK. You know, girl, and this is the thing. Ness said everybody was on point except him. That's what that lady said, Soapless in Seattle. Girl, that lady said, Soapless in Seattle, I fell out. Bays. How the old people say bays. Don't be going nowhere stank. You know what I'm saying? And if it's a complex cologne, don't wear it. Everybody ain't used to complex colognes. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Stick to basic colognes. Don't be wearing these complex colognes. All right, because some of them can put you in trouble to get you in trouble as well. All right, stick with the Carolina Herreras and the Vic Camutos and you know them. You know, now I'm gonna tell y'all something. She was very serious. Now I love Amen. Amen is by Mugler, and Mugler is a very complex cologne. It gives a little chocolate. It hit. Oh my God, it is very complex. It smells good. But if you stink or you have a tendency to have or make your own musk, that ain't the cologne for you, because then you're going to smell like a musky candy bar. Huh, Jay? You're going to smell like a musky candy bar. That's what hey, Mayor, you're going to smell like a musky candy bar. So please do not wear Amen Mugler if you have a musk odor already. If you make your own musk, honey, please do not wear Mugler, because you're going to be smelling like a musty candy bar, a musty Snickers, a musty Hershey. No pun intended Hershey, but I'm talking about chocolate now. Okay, so complex colognes, don't do it. Don't do it. Soap and water first. Baby, I had said get some Castile soap and let me tell y'all something. Get an old nasty piece of African net, because baby, Terry Mugler, Amen, is everything. You hear me? But everybody can't wear that. If you got complex skin, odors, or body chemistry, that may not be for you. That may not be for you. Okay? That may not be for you. That's what I'm saying, because you'll be smelling like a musty chocolate bar. The girl, she said orange tea. She said it kept on getting grimy and grimy as the day went on. That's what she said, baby. That's what she said. Okay. That's what she said. Y'all, look. Get one of them African nets. Get one of them African nets. Now, a real African net is going to have knots on it, because the knots scrub the skin. Don't get one of them fake African nets. Get one of them real African nets with them knots on it. And baby, you scrub and you'll be able to get to your back. Baby, the African nets will get your life right. Baby, it will be a lot of exfoliating. Girl, that peppermint soap. Oh, let me tell y'all something about that peppermint soap. The first time I used that peppermint soap, that Dr. Bonner's, with all that writing on it about Jesus, baby, I used that soap. And baby, I got up in that cool air and I felt like a nasty piece of peppermint patty. Baby, that thing will have you tingling all over. Oh, it will have you tingling, baby. If you ain't never used that Dr. Bonner peppermint, and use that with old nasty piece of African, baby, you will feel like a peppermint patty. Baby, you will be tingling all over, baby. It's something about that soap. It's something about that soap. It's something about that soap. I ain't lying, baby. I felt like a peppermint patty. Baby, I felt cool. I felt tingly. Ooh, it was, ooh, yes, Lord. Mm, get you some. Okay, I ain't lying. I used that, Patricia. Man, baby. Baby, you will feel like a peppermint patty. Okay, you'll be all windy. It don't even be cold in the house and you need a coat. Okay, don't sleep on that, Dr. Barnes. Don't sleep on that, Dr. Barnes. That's all I'm gonna tell y'all. Baby, if you shave, baby, that baby, you be tingling all over. Baby, this is deeper than Dovey peppermint. That's all I'm saying. So all I'm gonna say this, y'all. Ness said there's more from where that came from. She said that she ain't trying to embarrass that man no more. Okay, that's what she said. Girl, you use that if you want to. You use a lot of that if you want to. Ooh, that eucalyptus already sound powerful. But no, I didn't see him last night. You know, I watch him. I don't watch him, so I ain't see him. But y'all, let me say this. Just be careful. And see, it's really funny that Ness was talking about me meeting and all of that stuff. And now y'all see why I don't want to meet all of these people. Now I will say this, and this is when I had to start blocking some people. This is when I had to start blocking some people. Thank you so much, Uncle Clyde and all the ushers. If I get a free hotel room and a plane ticket to go to Vegas, Rico, you can't come up here. You know you can't come up here. If somebody got to pay you up. If y'all want Rico to come, y'all got to pay $50. Rico can't come up here for free. I don't give you access to me for free. I'm sorry. So if somebody need to pay, you either need to give me $50, which I know you don't have because you ain't have enough money to get that dog out the dog pound, or somebody got to pay you up. And if they don't pay you up, you can't come up. See, I'm doing a new thing this season. See, I will give you access to me, but I'm not doing it for free. You got to pay me to have you to come up. I don't play that junk. So if they pay $50 to get you up, you can come up. But if baby, if nobody ain't thinking about you and you ain't worth $50 to people, then baby, you can't come up. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. If you're gonna be, because I know how you are, I'm gonna get paid for it. See, that's what I'm saying. All right. Jay Wilson used that peppermint soap and was on his Stephanie Mills. He said, "After baby, hey, you know it. African net and African toothbrushes are a necessity. I promise, yes, they are. If you don't know about it, you need to get to know about it." Um, so let me say, not Zika head. You done took my word, Zika head. But let me say this, y'all. Um, it's a lot of things going on. Catherine, let me tell you something. A hard head makes a soft ass. You don't have to prove that you got the dog back. But again, you cannot tell people with low emotional intelligence anything because they always act like they got to prove something to these folk. And I'm going to leave that alone. And that's all I'm going to say about that. And that's all I'm going to say about that. I hope he keep the dog. But yeah, that's what they saying. So it's all good, whatever. Now, I'm going to say this, y'all. You don't give everybody access to you. And it's not about paranoia, but that's it. Now, getting back to the limitation. First of all, I was very clear to say that Lemon has not invited me. I said, if I were, I would go. I would talk to my other half. But just because I go, that don't mean you got 24-hour access to me. I will go to the things that I would need to go to and keep it moving. That's all I'm saying. And I just think that and see, so my thing is, I explained to Ness the only people that I have met in person. Well, let me say this. I've met Honest Row in person. It was a lovely meeting. I met MB in person. Lovely meeting. I've met everybody who were on who came on the ship. It was lovely. No drama. Haitian Princess, Ebony 757, Melissa, the Scots. I met a lot of people on the ship. No issue. You know, I met yeah, I met a lot of people. I've only had and I can't even say Dory, y'all. I can't even say Dory. Dory said some things, but it's really interesting. Yes, I met Patricia. Yes, Lord. Yes, Lord. Miss Patricia is a fox, baby. She can dress her tail off. But I've met some people. Let me tell you what's really, really disheartening. When you've met people and you've known them, and I'm talking about been on these YouTube streets for a long time, and they decide to go left. And you're like, why did you do this? Because I really didn't do anything for you to go left about. And this is why I am reluctant to meeting a lot of people in the 2.0 sector. And because they do this. When ZT was trying to meet in Vegas, I'm like, I ain't trying to meet you because you done met up with Rico. We done seen how that worked. It wasn't good. First of all, yeah, I know how y'all act. And you have to realize, y'all, that when people don't have nothing to lose, they'll cause you to lose everything. He's one. Because I can see me hauling off and popping him in the mouth, or I can see my other half getting irritated and cussing him out. So I'm not going to put myself in that situation. I met Wolverine in On-Site April, and that was another enjoyable meet and greet. A lot of us met On-Site April, and it was enjoyable. Wolverine, a joy. Why would I meet Wolverine? Because Wolverine has a hell of a lot to lose. And when I tell you Wolverine has everything that he says he has, he does. And it was nothing that made me nervous about meeting Wolverine. You right, Miss Patricia. Miss Patricia was gonna snatch him up, honey. Miss Patricia was gonna make him straight again. Okay, but he was a nice person. So all I'm saying is there are some people that you want to meet. There are some people that I've met and they are very, very pleasant. I would meet Kimmy. I know Kimmy is shady as hell, just like me. But I truly believe that Kimmy is classy based. I would meet Kimmy. There are some people that I would meet. There are some people, no way in hell would I meet. And I'm just being real on that. And even people that I've had issues with, it's not serious with me. Now, folk can keep it serious. But one thing I can say is I'm not afraid to meet people. I am not afraid to meet people. Honey, I floss my teeth. Not only do I brush, hey, Lyric, not only do I brush in the morning and at night, But if I ate something like popcorn and stuff, I have a toothbrush in the car and I have mouthwash in the thing yonder. And I keeps me some cologne in my gym bag. So even when I work out, guess what? We gonna put some spray on. Brian, I don't know why people scare you. You look like Rosie Greer. Ain't nobody gonna do nothing to you. I mean, you about 6'5". I mean, you look like a football player. I mean, nobody ain't gonna be able to move you because you're pretty solid. I don't know why you scared. I don't know why you scared. It's the other way around. It's the big ones that talking about they be scared of somebody, and he looking like the Jolly Green giant over there. Anyway, um, no. Let me say this, you all. I just know that you certain things you cannot do, and certain people you shouldn't meet. And I just think that people need to be a little bit more discriminate of who they do meet. And I'm just being real about that. And it's not even paranoia now because, baby, we done seen what happened. And I'm tell you, I will say this. I think Ness has been fair because if you done been around this boy twice, babe, you all right? Okay. And you know that he stank like that and you ain't never say nothing. And I'm gonna even get MBK props because MBK could have easily came out and said, y'all, Ness called me because this joker was stinking. She had to let down the windows. I mean, they really spared you because I ain't gonna lie. Can I be honest? Can I really be honest? I don't think I would be able to hold something like that. I don't think I would have been able, baby. I don't think I would have been able to hold it like that. I don't think I would have been able to keep that to myself. And this is why I'm glad Brian didn't come because I ain't trying to put Brian on the spot, but I'm gonna tell you, I truly believe if Brian would have went and got a whiff of that odor, oh baby, it would have been on. Not even the next day. It was like as soon as Brian left and got to that hotel room, it would have been on the video. You know why? Because baby, I would have been on the video. Okay, I would have been right on that thing. I was like, y'all, Rebel ain't never lied. Rebel was telling the truth. Baby, it smelled like onion and pumpkin pie. Okay, mashed with liquor and an old nasty piece of throw up on Bourbon Street in New Orleans. Baby, I would have been all over that. Oh, I would have. Oh, I would have. That's why I'm glad, Brian. You know, mm, 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 mm. Baby, she really, them girls was really holding it. I'm sorry, Kimmy. Kimmy, I'm sorry. Maybe y'all more saved than I am. Maybe y'all more saved than I am, honey. Because I would have laid them birds down right there, and I would have went to the altar later on, baby. I would have left that stuff at the altar and got on that YouTube, and I would have asked for forgiveness later. I ain't lying. Maybe y'all more saved than I am, because baby, I would have been on there talking about some y'all. Rebel was right, girl. It smelled like a whole mash of onions. Girl, I would have been. Ooh, I'm glad. Ooh, Jesus. And see, I can't eat. I would have had to excuse myself from the table. I was like, look, Ness, I all of a sudden came down with a headache. And y'all, I'm so sorry, but my head is hurting. I need to retire to the room. Girl, I would have been right on that thing. I can't eat with stank. I can't. Stank really. Look, I can see nasty stuff and eat. I can see The Exorcist and see that Linda Blair spit up all that stuff and still be eating right there. I can eat some chitlins while they doing that. But baby, when I smell some stank, I can't. Now visually, I can eat food. Visually, you can show me and I'll still be able to eat. But when I smell something stank will stop the show every time. Stank is my kryptonite. When you stink, I can't function. I can't function in stank. I can function in cold. I can function in heat. I cannot function in stank. I can't. I can't. And it just does something to my stomach. I can't. That's what I was saying. That's what I was saying. Because I was a flight attendant. And could you imagine going down the aisle? And them planes are very contained. Oh, Jesus. And y'all, I'm not gonna lie. Let me say this: if Ness was acting, baby, she deserved a Golden Globe, a Tony, a People's Choice Award, a Golden Globe, and an Oscar. Because baby, she sounded very. I just heard a little melancholy in her voice, like I really didn't want to do this. I really didn't want to put that you were staying out, but you left me no other choice. You left me no other choice but to tell people that you really, really stink. And y'all, he came after Rebel real hard. He was talking about Rebel's beard and talking about he Beijing down. He's talking about Rebel and that Beijing beard and stuff. But I'm gonna tell you what, Rebel ain't stank. Now, I done met Rebel, and Rebel ain't stank. And Rebel be really wearing some nice clothes. And I done met Rebel. Hello, somebody. See, I done met these people. And I ain't never get a whiff of stankness from Rebel. Rebel ain't never been stank. Now, you can talk about his beard and stuff, but baby, he ain't stank. And Rebel had COVID. That's what. Now, Rodney, I do have a question for you. Were you serious about your question? Did she sleep with that man? Because I didn't believe that was you. I said, no, that ain't Rodney. That's a Rodney troll. I said, that ain't Rodney asking that question right there. I hope that wasn't you, Rodney. But if you were, was it supposed to be like sarcasm or something? Because I really wasn't feeling that. I was like, what did she just ask? Now, if she done said that boy was stinking, I wasn't getting that. And then that's when I started asking the questions about Lemon, because they were acting like they was, they was wrestling and stuff, and that was some close contact. So I'm like, Lemon didn't smell that. Somebody said it was the alcoholism. I don't know. But that's some deep stuff, y'all. So yeah, well look, I'm getting ready to go off. I might be on as I'm driving home, but I had to come on. Because baby, the way she was telling the story sound absolutely real. I mean, I didn't detect any. I just detected somebody telling a real life story, and so I didn't know Rodney because I was asking, I'm like, is this the real Rodney? Because my thing is, if she telling the story like that, Rodney, then why would she want to? If her stomach and her chin already burning because the smell was so pungent, then why would she want to go and get even close to that? It was sounding like she didn't even want to get close to him. So if she was that repulsed, then why would she even go that route? I'm just saying. I mean, oh, Jesus. Well, look, y'all, I might be on a little later on, but I'm getting ready to go off. I just had to come on for that little bit because it was very interesting. So I'm going to head on out, but I might see y'all in another hour or two. But yeah, y'all, we will ponder this, and I'm sure it's going to be a response. And my thing is this: I'm afraid for him to give a response because I think that there's more to come. And these people hold things for Mad Day, so it is what it is. She said he wasn't that bad the first time. That's what I know. She said he wasn't that bad, baby. This was in waves. Well, it's in stages. Girl, I ain't never heard funk in stages. Funk is stage 1, funk is stage 2, funk is stage 3, and this is terminal funkiness. This is not benign funkness. This is malignant funkness. Girl, I ain't never heard funkness and stay funky in stages, Jesus. So anyway, y'all, I'm gone. Somebody trying to sing. I'll talk to y'all later on. I'll be back later on.